Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my sketchbook. For a little change, I thought I'd talk a little bit about using wrenches. And I do work with my hands a lot, but when you do work with tools, I recommend that you wear safety glasses. This is very important because you need to take care of your eyes. So I want to talk about a very specific type of wrench. That would be any wrench that is an offset wrench. And this applies to all offset wrenches. So if you look at a wrench even like this doesn't apply. Now, this is considered not offset because if you hold this thing vertically, the mouth is also vertical. So no matter which side you have facing you, you use it exactly the same way. So this, what I'm going to talk about, only applies to offset. Now, you'll know it's an offset wrench, of course, as I was leading towards. If you hold it vertically like this, and you see the mouth of the wrench going off center, that's considered offset. Next thing you have to figure out, though, is what is considered the upper and lower jaws of your wrench. You can determine that by seeing one side having more material and generally a little bit longer than the other. That's considered the upper. This part here is the lower of the jaws. So when you hold it vertical like this, if the mouth is going to the right, then you're meant to rotate the tool to the right to tighten. If it is going to the left, then you're meant to rotate it to the left to loosen. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Can you use it the other way? Well, you can, but whenever, engineers sat down to come up with what is the best way to use a tool, they did so based on ergonomic quadrants of efficiency. Which sounds absolutely ridiculous, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have this square here that I use for welding, and this is a magnet meant to help keep my work in place. Consider that full rotation is 360 degrees, because that's what it is. 90 degrees of that 360 degrees is 25%, or a quarter. Your quadrant is your working your best working space, especially when you're using a locked wrist. So you can talk to people that have carpal tunnel syndrome. They'll tell you that wrist pain is no fun. Anyway, so consider that this is your work area. So this would be in this case, the bottom right quadrant of my 360 degree work area. If this right here is the location of the head of that fastener, and I want to access that with this tool, assuming that there's no other obstructions, I'm kind of looking at 45-degree angle of the mouth going into that workspace area. So not looking at this, look at the mouth at 45 degrees. This is going to the left, as we see here from the upper part of the jaw, and look at the range that I have based on the offset. So I have all this space here to work before, I lose traction or grip on the bolt itself. So if I go in on a 45 degree, as if I want to lead with the lower jaw, which is less efficient, so let's say that's 45 degrees going in at that bolt head, I have far less workspace or travel space to move that before I can, before it starts to slip. So again, let's look at that again. This is going left, roughly 45 degrees. I have all this space to move compared to this. That's why it's offset. Now, of course, when you're working on things, uh, it's better to have the wrench itself uh, being moved towards you than away from you if you want to protect your knuckles. But pushing often is way better. So if you are looking to stay in this lower quadrant down here to loosen something, push like this rather than like this, because when that slips off the actual like head of that bolt, you're probably going to wrap your knuckles, as some people might say. So again, offset wrenches. The upper jaw leads, not the lower jaw. Think of boxing in some way. You don't lead with your lower jaw. Does that apply to all offset wrenches? What I'm telling you? Yeah, it does. So consider this. This is a crescent wrench. And by looking at this, you can say, well, this is the lower jaw. This is the upper jaw. This part here adjusts. The lower part on this jaw adjusts. And you know that this is meant to rotate in that way. So this would be in the tightening position. This would be in the loosening position. Here's another type of wrench. So you look at this one, you see that this part here is the adjustable or slip part of the jaw. Oddly enough, this is the head, or I should say the upper, and this is the lower, or the bottom jaw in this case. So this rod here that's attached to this, for the lever's sake, is actually attached to the upper jaw rather than the lower jaw. So the head in this case here, this is the true fixed position. Now, if I were to put this, let's use my finger. If I were to try to rotate this thing on my finger going this way, it grips my finger quite easily. Whereas if I go leading with that lower jaw, it slips. So anyway, this is a pretty handy device to have. And anyway, it's a wondrous thing. So the drawing, so consider this to be part one. And we're just going to do this very quickly. In part two, I'm going to show you another tool that I think is pretty neat. So I'm going to kind of draw strange little Lego hands almost. Not exactly, but you'll see what I mean here in a moment. All right, I'll zoom in on that. See if I can zoom in on that. Yeah. So those are the hands. The rotation goes like that and like that. So this, although it would make more sense if this was kind of the other way, but this is righty-tighty, and this is lefty-loosey. All right, so I know that seems a little strange to just sort of ramble on about that. You can use this the other way, but for efficiency's sake, that is how wrenches are to be used. So this left, this right. Remember that whatever way, when you're holding the tool, when it's facing you going in vertical, whatever way the mouth is pointing in an offset wrench, that's the way it's meant to rotate. So, all right, so make your way over here to the part 2 of this video, and yeah, we'll show you something else that's kind of interesting. All right, ciao for now.